No, Ma. No, Ma, I can't right now, Ma. I'm in the middle of starting a superflex. Yes, a superflex best ball mania underdog fantasy. Not best ball mania. Superflex. What's it called? Hold on, Ma. It's called the Puppy Butt Superflex Draft on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty, Ma. I don't have time. No.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday,
8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks. You're watching a
graveyard stream.
Here we are, reindeers, ready to draft. And we're doing a Superflex Puppy Butt Superflex Draft on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. How do you get in? We're not getting in yet. Don't click the button yet. Don't jump in. Well, you can jump into a draft if you want. But anybody who wants to get in to this draft, just click this link right here and make sure you're signed up using code Smitty, or the link Underdog will give you 50% match on your first deposit all the way up to 250 buckaroos. So if you deposit 500, they give you 250. If you deposit 600, they'll give you 250. 250 is the max, but they'll give you 50% of what you do. And the minimum is only $10. So they'll give you $5 if you do 10. And these drafts are only $5. You can do, that's right, 3 drafts if you so choose. So everybody had a chance to hit the link yet? Let me pin the link in the live chat so everybody can get to a poppin'. Okay, go to the Puppy Butt Superflex. Should be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th card. And go ahead and join that draft right now. And a lot of us should be in the same draft together. If you don't get in, don't fret, don't get mad. Don't be like Ma and get all upset and scream and yell. Just merely draft alongside of us in a draft that you're doing. And you will be plenty pleased with using process and things that you see here on the channel to dominate the draft that you're in. Not to mention that some of you are going to get in a draft together that I'm not in, but you'll be together. Okay, so we get separated, but we're not really separated. We have a buddy system. Everybody look to your right. Is there a buddy next to you? Then everything's going to be okay. Here is the board. Your boy got the 7 spot. Superfish in the 1. Love seeing Superfish in here. Superfish has never done Superflex until... Superfish, it's an oxymoron. How does Superfish never have done a super draft? Superfish did... That was the first draft, I think, last night, right? Crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. I think I had the 1 pick. Superfish might have had the 2nd pick, I believe. I forget. 4 pick. Superfish crushed the draft. Who else is in here? Ray G is in here. Ray G never misses a draft. He's got the quickest fingers in the West. The Western Hemisphere. He really does. Miles is in the building. We got a few people. I think Cam might be one of ours. Aaron, I think, is one of ours. I think we got about maybe 45%, 50% of this draft is consumed by the Fantasy Football Show community. But yeah, Superfish not drafted super drafts. Here we go. Superfish is now a super flex superhero. Josh Allen, can't say I blame you one single bit. What in the hell am I going to do from the 7 spot? We will soon find out. If anybody missed out on getting in this one, make sure you just get in one alongside of us and draft alongside and use the logic that we talk about. Call into the show. The show is going to have an open phone line here in a second, and we can discuss everything. Code Smitty gets you in the door. I've pinned the link on Underdog. If you missed out on this draft, make sure you click the link and sign up. Get that 50% match on your first deposit and be ready to rumble for the next show. Okay? The next show, you'll be ready. Or if we decide, sometimes we decide to do a second one. You know, it depends on how tired I am. This one was $5. $5 Puppy Butt Superflex is what it's called. It's the 4th or 5th card. It says, damn, AR5 is who I wanted. Stroud just went. I'm tempted. I don't know if I should do this. I haven't done this yet. I'm gonna try it. I haven't gone so far this year because I haven't done very many of these yet because they just launched them. I haven't done a like once Stroud, A. Richardson, Lamar, once those, and I love Joe Burrow. I do. Ray G got Joe Burrow, but once that kind of flies off the board, I'm tempted to try this approach and let's see what we can do. Maybe we get even crazier. Maybe I hate this freaking draft. I might hate my draft. I might love my draft. I don't know. Misspelled is on the clock here. Shep went Tyreek Hill. We got 4 red badges and 1 black badge, and then a bunch of no badge people in the building. Okay. Bijan looks looking filthy tough in OTAs, says Sebastian. I don't know how I feel about this build. All I know is I'm gonna have my heavy dose of like JJ, Chase, Bijan, Hall. I can take whoever the hell I want. If I want to go running back, wide receiver, I'm gonna be pretty happy. I think trying this approach until later, maybe, but we'll see. Maybe I'm feeling good about it. Puka and Amon-Ra. Wow, double wide receivers. Now, the requirement here is 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a flex, a tight end, a quarterback, and 1 super flex. So you don't have to start 3 wide receivers. So misspelled going double wide isn't my favorite approach. Oh, I'm so tempted. I'm gonna do it. I got it. I can't pass up on the opportunity of getting Jaden Daniels. I think he's gonna be a top 5 or 6 quarterback as a rookie. I'm just that excited about him. I almost went Gibbs. I wanted to try the Gibbs and Christian McCaffrey. I really did. I was so close. The way I look at this is like Burrow and Hall. No real, Burrow and Hall is pretty close to Jaden Daniels and McCaffrey. I like this move. I'm okay with it. Smitty, can you show which one you're doing next time? I mean, I call it out. You know what I mean? It's a puppy draft butt superflex is what it's called. You can't find the one I'm talking about. Probably, John, there are some, like, I don't know why this is, but there are some states that don't, people are saying they don't have it. I don't know why. Maybe you got to update your app. John, go to the App Store and then type in Underdog. And then you can't just look at it in the preview when all of them are listed. Actually, click on the Underdog app so that it goes into it, and then open will turn into update. And you may have to update it. I wonder if the reason you don't see it is because they updated some things that allow the new Superflex drafts that they just injected to be visible. I bet you your app isn't updated. I bet that's what it is. Yeah, buddies. Okay, so Cam is on the clock here. CJ, JJ, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? H-Han, you son of a B. You son of a B. can't resist. I can't resist the tripod. Smitty dropping pottage on everyone.
The tripod, likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, consists of drafting one of Allen, Mahomes, or Hurts to go with one of these round one running backs and one of these running backs in round two. The tripod.
Dropping the pottage in a 2 wide receiver maximum too. That's what makes this even more attractive. Dropping the tripod, double RBs, first round RBs essentially in my mind, right? That's what Kyron is to me. First round RBs, value wise, I'm getting Kyron at a steal, and then the quarterback. Now Jaden Daniels may not feel like Hurts or Mahomes or Josh Allen to you, but he does to me, and that's all that matters. Sebastian, you're on the line. You're live. Thank you, Great Scott.
Yeah. If I'm going like hero RB in round 1 or 2, like anyone anyone like CMC to like JT range, I've been liking just holding off on HN and Kyron just because they are falling, knowing that I'll be able to get them at a discount later.
Oh, of course.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Of course. When I'm playing with a bunch of snipers, though, it's hard to do that. But I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine with that. Right here. Hold on a second, pal. Hold on a second. Let me just take a gander at these players that are available. Shoot. I kind of feel like this is a smart move. Okay, I queued somebody so that I don't get screwed and get auto drafted. I'm gonna go with the good old Travis Kelce maneuver. So I have no wide receivers yet, but again, it's 2 wide receiver mandatory. So this makes me take a lot more gambles on my wide receivers because I'm a very, very, very much one of those kind of like I think I know more than everybody else. I think that's about 80% of fantasy football players, right? We all think we have that advantage. And I'm thinking I'm gonna own later wide receiver drafting. I'll be fine. I see the guys that I like. I got some breakouts. It's only 2 required. I'm gonna do it live. I've got arguably in my mind 2 top 5 running backs. I have a guy that I believe can play like a top 5-6 quarterback in Jaden Daniels. He's going to be a glorious story. Travis Kelce, top 3 tight end. It's risky. It's a tripod plus a Travis. I'm feeling pretty good about it. John, you found it? Okay. I don't know where you were looking. Let's see here. What else you got, Sebastian? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Another topic is just seeing what we saw with that contract. I mean, it tells them that they still really do believe in him. I mean, 19 mil a year on average. And
who are we talking about?
like a lot of it, CMC's new contract.
Oh, yeah.
So should I be feeling a little better about CMC just knowing that they believe in him that much, or should I still be worried? Because I guess the biggest thing for me was that age 28 plus injury season and the drop-off. Should I be a little less concerned just knowing how much they believe in him?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so concerned that I'm skipping him at 1.1 in a non-super flex. I'm fine with that. But I mean, look, I guess the way I look at it is the money shouldn't change anything, but he's happy and the team values him so much that they're paying him, right? They know he's the glue. When the team isn't rushing to sign Ayuk, when the team's contemplating trading Ayuk and Debo, whichever one they can, honestly, they would have traded either one if they could on draft day. They weren't even picky about it. That gives you a little bit of like, okay, how do they feel about the pecking order? If they believe one of them might be gone next year, they're going to be more apt to prime Ricky Pearsall and get him into the mix more so that when time comes to jump, they've got him ready. Not, oh, we got to develop him now. So it's a big difference, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I've just been one of those. I mean, you saw on the Patreon. In a managed league, I don't want CMC at all. But if it's like best ball, I mean, I'm only going to get the 1.1 so many times, right? So that's how I've been getting my exposure of him. But do you think I could take a stab at him at a managed league, or do you think I'm better off just fading him?
I don't know, bro. I look. I like CMC in certain. Yeah, I'd have to see the team build. Dynasty, no. Redraft, I don't mind CMC in a certain number of leagues, like a certain share percentage of your leagues. You should have a couple shares, because if he goes absolutely bonkers, bro, you know, and you're like I always say, it's riskier to doubt him than it is to believe in him in redraft. In Dynasty, I don't want anything to do with him. Not at his cost. At his cost, I don't go near him in Dynasty. If I've already got him, though, and I can't get rid of him, then I'll just let the wheels fall off before I sell him for some stupid pick that it won't even help me.
And then just another one that's been pretty relevant over the last couple of days. Do you have anything on JJ McCarthy? Because I just saw JJ just got signed, so he should be showing up soon.
Do I have anything on him? I mean, do I have anything on him? I don't, like, I talk about him all the time. I'm not super excited about him, bro. I don't hate him. He's like a good quarterback, but I don't think he's a great quarterback. He could prove me wrong. We'll find out. I'm excited to see it happen. I hope I'm wrong. It'll be almost kind of exciting if I'm wrong. But I just don't. I don't see it, bro. I don't see how he produces the volume that's needed to replicate what Cousins was doing on even like a 90% capacity. Hang tight real quickly. I got to make a draft pick here. Let me follow my own advice that I always give. I'm going to cue somebody. Jeez, this could be a little early. I'm going to cue him a little. I'm going to let my cue take him, but Hollywood Brown. I love what I'm seeing out of Hollywood Brown and Mahomes right now. Hollywood Brown, there's a really good chance he's on the midseason monster list on our midseason monsters because we put him there immediately and we haven't moved him. I almost feel like it needs to be moved to the Moon Man list. I think the rapport between Hollywood and Mahomes is like looking very special, and it's really getting me excited. I feel like Hollywood Brown and Mahomes are a perfect fit. I feel like he could have a whole bunch of deep touchdown throws sent his way. I think that this is going to be a special connection. Let's see here.
How did you feel about Justin Herbert when he was coming out of college? Because I remember he was a boomer bust prospect at that time too.
Who?
Justin Herbert coming out of college.
Oh, I think we all liked him. He wasn't like I don't think he was that. He wasn't somebody that I felt like would bust, but I liked him a whole bunch more. Remember, we have the Herbert's the GOAT. He'll punch you in the throat. Let me pull that up real quickly. Hold on. Here's the Herbert is the GOAT. He'll punch you in the throat. You guys remember this? I don't think you were here for this, Sebastian, but we created this little number.
Herbert is the GOAT. He'll punch you in the throat.
Herbert's the GOAT.
He'll punch you in the throat.
He'll punch you in the throat. I mean, he was really a rising star on this channel. We loved him, but you know, he's had changing offenses, changing coaches. Now he's handed a situation where I think he isn't gonna have a chance to even be remotely as good as he could be. Just because it's not his fault. I don't hate Herbert. If Herbert got traded to the Vikings, Herbert would be going to the moon. Herbert would be in that 6-7 overall quarterback territory if he had that Minnesota Vikings offense and JJ at his disposal. But he's just going to be asked to do very little. So I'm not super into the Justin Herbert situation. But I liked him. I mean, we all liked him. We loved him as a rookie. He was a big time favorite of ours. Okay, hold on one second. How is Hollywood anywhere near comparable to Tony? Says Hoosiers. Who said that? Who said that garbage? Tony is such a wasted talent, though. He had such an ability, but obviously he is not good. Okay, where are we at here? Where are we at? We're looking at, there's a lot of talent still left on the board. A lot of talent still left on the board. If this pick here gets sniped, I got another one. I got 2 guys I want almost equally right here. Sebastian, I'm gonna get your opinion on this pick right here. I know I'm not gonna.
What's the pick? What's the pick? I see your board right now.
I don't really want to say because I don't want it to necessarily burn me. Hold on. I'm gonna go McLaurin here and just stack. I don't have any stacks, and I just want to make. There was another thing I was gonna do, but let's stay. Oh, there it is. Jaden Reed. I was hoping that I'd get Jaden Reed on the comeback, but I know we're drafting with this crew. It's not gonna happen. He was like 4 wide receivers down. It was probably not likely. Okay. But no, I look, my receivers worked out pretty good. I didn't take a receiver until round number 5. And this is a 2 wide receiver required league, so I don't even need to like press hard on wide receivers necessarily right now. But I wanted to get that stack. I also want to have, because I went light wide receiver shopping early, have a chance of even though I only start 2, one could be a flex, and really Terry McLaurin's my flex right now anyway. But I have the ability to, if I miss on Hollywood, Terry's there. If I miss on DK, Terry's there, and just the rotation. But this is a pretty damn good start so far. Christian McCaffrey, Jaden Daniels, Kyron Williams, Travis Kelce, DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown, Terry McLaurin. Jaden Reed was a fantastic pick there by Aaron. I really wanted him to fall. Let me just take a gander at these picks real quick. The one spot has, this is Superfish, Josh Allen, Garrett Wilson, Saquon, Devontae Smith, Baker, Rashad White, George Kittle. Really, really, really good squad. Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, London, Nico, Mike Evans, Mixon, Pitts. Not bad, but doesn't it feel like some of these people don't know it's a 2 wide receiver required league and they're drafting wide receivers sometimes heavy? Like, I don't know that I would have gone quarterback, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. Wide receiver. They went 4 straight wide receivers. I don't know if that number, but they have a red badge. They have to know. They've been drafting so much, they have to know. But why would you go wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver after your quarterback in a super flex 2 wide receiver required league? Doesn't make any sense. I
would get JT on the board when he took London.
I wouldn't have done that. I don't like that approach. They have a red badge. That means they've either won a decent amount of money or they're drafted in a ton of drafts to get handed that badge. All right, God. As much as I want to take Worthy here, to have the Hollywood Worthy situation, I'm not gonna. And I'm gonna take this guy a little higher than I want to take him, and it's gonna be kind of a useless pick potentially early on. But this is the league-winning move for me. This is what I think the whole thing lives and dies by this. Justin Fields, QB2, may not help me at all. Like, I might be on the struggle bus at my superflex position comparatively to other teams that have 2 good quarterbacks. But this will be the difference maker because of how strong this team is. If I land Fields, I've got such an advantage because I have literally stacked my team significantly for this move, this one moment. And I understand that. I accept the risk involved.
Justin Fields is my highest drafted player.
I just feel like I understand the risks involved here. I get that I'm putting it all on the Fields situation, but I feel very, very good about it. I mean, can you imagine?
He's like a 20 points per game start. That situation.
Yeah. This is good. This is pretty good. There's still a lot of good players left. Damn.
Smitty, I'll tell you why Terry was a smash.
I love Scary Terry.
Well, besides stacking him, you double down on Jaden Daniels. Like, if he hits, Terry hits. And compared to Jaden Reed, Terry is the clear number 1 on his offense. So that's 2 reasons.
Oh, no, I know. I wasn't going to pass. I was only going to, if I thought he'd fall because he was like 4 or 5 wide receiver spots down, I was, but I knew that in our crew he wouldn't, so I just took him. But in another draft, I'd be tempted if I thought like 4 wide receiver spots down, 2 wide receiver mandatory, and a lot of people have scooped up wide receivers. I would have taken the gamble, I think, and taken Jaden Reed first if I thought, there was like that 6 wide receiver buffer. Rock out, you're live. You're a Marsman. You get to interrupt Sebastian real quickly because Marsmen have a card. Skip to the front of line, son. This is like when at ladies' night when the bouncer opens up the chain and lets all the ladies through. Only instead of ladies, it's Marsmen and Moonmen that get to go through. Marsman, rock out.
Mashed potatoes!
Come right in, pal. What can I do for you? It's ladies'
Can I give
night.
you my team so far?
Yeah. Actually, hold on. I'm drafting. Hold on one second. Let me make this pick first. Damn it. Some of these guys. Well, you know what? I guess I just take Russell Wilson here. Right?
Too early.
No, he's the top quarterback there. I'm going to do it. That way I'm secured up. Russell Wilson, Fields. It's not my favorite pick. I'm just going to tell you guys that right now. But the whole fear of not having the second quarterback goes out the window. And then I have it. It's there. And then it makes me feel really, really secure at the QB2 spot. Now I'm not even necessarily depending on Fields. Here's my thinking. Listen to my thinking here, my logic, Sebastian, before you say no. If Fields doesn't take the job from Russell Wilson, guess who's playing good?
Russ, he has to.
Right. So I'm protecting myself in a way that this pick is either a home run pick and I made a really wise choice, or Fields is winning me the league anyway. So that's the way I'm looking at this. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Sebastian, hang tight. Rock out. Go ahead and give me your very bad team that you're always saying is bad, but it's very good.
All right. Quarterback Stroud, Mayfield, running back Barkley, Tyler Williams, Najee Harris, wide receiver JJ, Dell, McLaurin, Reed.
I like it, bro. I like it. Okay. Yeah, buddies. All right. Hold on one second. Rock out. I like it. Name your receivers one more time. Who are your receivers?
JJ, Dell, McLaurin, and Reed.
I like it, bro. JJ, Dell, McLaurin, and Reed. That's fantastic. That's a fantastic job, bro. All right. Damn, this is a dilemma right here. Man, you sons of bees, bro. You sniping sons of bees. I mean, come on, bro.
No running back.
God, why you got to do that, guys? You're sniping people left and right.
You can take a receiver to get some exposure since a lot of them are falling.
I'm going to go Christian Watson and just take a gamble that he hits a freaking home run for me. DC, dude, you're live, but hang tight. Let me go over to Travis real quick. And Rock Out, do you have anything else? I didn't mean to. I was timing out. I just had to pick somebody. I wasn't paying attention. Go ahead.
No, you go right now.
Okay, Travis, and then I'm going to go to DC, dude, then back to Sebastian. Go.
You can jump to him. You only have one running back right now. Is that what you have?
Yeah, well, no, I have Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I scrolled up. Yeah, I got CMC, Jaden Daniels, Kyron Williams, Travis Kelce, DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown, Terry McLaurin, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Christian Watson.
Unless I'm missing it, there's a couple secret weapons left. I won't
Oh
say
yeah. There's tons left. DC, dude, what's up?
Couple good secret weapons.
Yo, what's up, Smitty?
What's up?
Hey, man, you sold me, man. So I downloaded the app and I'm doing my first draft right now.
Attaboy.
I'm in the second round. Took Tyreek. number 2. I'm in the 2 spot. But look, just wanted to tell you, man, I love your team, man. I really like your team. I think a lot of people underestimating what Terry McLaurin and Hollywood Brown might do this year. I do agree with you with Hollywood Brown. I think Terry McLaurin is highly underrated as well. You put him with that Cliff Kingsbury offense, I think you got something, special. And like Terry, he's leading that team. And so I got Terry getting around 1,400 yards this year. 1,400, 8 touchdowns for Terry McLaurin.
And I love the Russell Wilson pick, even though I don't love Russell Wilson. I just think, like I said, if he's in the lineup and he stays in there, and I get screwed on my Justin Fields pick, then I'm living large with the Russell Wilson pick.
Yeah.
And if Russell Wilson,
that means they're pushing it down the field like we think they might do.
Yeah,
that's Wilson's game. He can do that.
There's zero chance they leave Russell Wilson in the lineup if they're not winning and playing bad, or even if they're like he's playing okay but they're not winning, they're putting in Fields. So
Fields will force their hand.
Yeah, and given its best ball, I don't have to worry about the whole.
And Tomlin's kind of coaching for his job a little bit.
All right, I'm on the clock here. I'm going to roll with a little Austin Eckler action and cuff that to my JD5 and my McLaurin. Yeah, I mean, look, I like Spears. I take Spears all the time, but you gotta mix in the stacks when they make sense. You also gotta understand that Spears is not the starter. Like I like him a lot. He's going to get PPR work, but you got to take some gambles here and there.
I do. I'm high on Spears, but I do think he just rips that job away from Pollard.
He could. Part of me also still worries about the fact that he only has one ACL, but he played great. I still like him. He's on the midseason monster list, so I do believe eventually he will take over. My long term thought process on him though is not like super grand because of the one ACL, and there is a problem with that. People need to know that when you have when you are missing an ACL, you have a very very quick onset of arthritis. You have a very high likelihood of meniscus tears. You have a very high likelihood of a lot of things that other people don't have because that knee joint's not tight. So knee injuries are a significant risk for him. But in redraft, I don't care. But I still think Austin Eckler still has a lot of like receiving potential left in the tank. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough call. It's a tough call.
He was Eckler was banged up like from the get-go last year too, and with a crappy team. And it's like, if he's healthy, he's gonna be motivated too. So. Unless he's fallen off, there's still something left in that tank.
Damn, Aaron.
That's the guy I thought you were going to pick.
Yeah, taking Blake Corum right there. Damn, Aaron. Who's Aaron have? I'm going to snipe Aaron now. I'm going to pull the Ron. I'm going to pull the Ron Navy. I'm pulling the Ron Navy card now.
Or I thought you would take. Or I thought you'd take Ford. He was the other one.
Well, he got sniped too.
Yeah, back-to-back picks, Corum and Ford. Ray G took Ford.
Yeah.
Ray G, he knows how to draft.
I got sniped on Ford and Corum. Yeah. But that's all right.
Look at the running back.
What'd you say?
I said that I want to do a draft with you.
Well, we do them almost every midnight. So jump in.
I'm gonna try to catch you tomorrow.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Hey, look, listen, I took Tyreek, Saquon, Kyron, 1, 2, 3. What you think?
Say it again.
Not a super flex.
Say it again.
Not a super flex. Tyreek, Saquon, and Kyron.
I love that. It's a great trio. Great trio. Yeah, honestly, in hindsight, I should just because we're in the Snipe City, I should have taken Corum at that Eckler pick. But it's okay. I don't even feel like I care too much. Like I'm not I'm not like it's different in best ball. I do think it's a necessity for sure. Like I should have done it. Like lesson learned. It's good for you guys to even see it. But in best ball, I'm a little less worried than I am in non-best ball, just a little bit. To some of the reasons that Sebastian doesn't even like to cuff at all, but I do love to cuff. I do love to make sure I cuff it, but if I can. But in the case of a non-best ball, when you don't have the luxury of other guys being inserted for you that pop off on your bench because you do a good job sleeper drafting, you're stuck. You're screwed. You've got no other alternatives. And if you've got if you've got Corum, you can put them right in. And I just think that there's other ways, but it does suck. It does suck.
Space Beast doesn't like your draft.
Well, maybe you need to scroll up.
Not your best draft.
Maybe you need to scroll up and look at what I did, because I've been dropping fire the whole entire night, Space Beast. You might want to pay attention. You might want to get out your spiral notebook and start taking notes. This team's fire. Christian McCaffrey, Jaden Daniels, Kyron, Travis Kelce, DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown, Terry McLaurin. Fields just an absolute monster squad.
Yes, I love your squad. So, who do you think going to start in Pittsburgh?
I think right now Russell Wilson probably does start. You guys are You guys are a bunch of snipers. I got to take them early. I can't even try and wait on Jahan Dotson. I just got to do it because I know that Ray G's going to snipe him with one of these two picks here. And I've got McLaurin. Now I've got Jaden Daniels. I've got McLaurin, Jaden Daniels, Dotson, and I also got Eckler. I'm pretty good on that stackage right there.
Oh, you did that. Yes, I love it.
I took him early, but I had to
win 10 or 11 games this year, Smitty.
Washington's going to blow everybody out of the expectations out of the water. Blow
I agree with you. 10 or 11 games. I'm putting money on it. 10 games exact. I'm putting money on it.
I'm fine with that. I don't think it's. I'd be disappointed if they won 9 games.
I agree with you.
Right,
I agree with you.
All right, we got it.
Smitty. Me and you agree on mostly all things, man.
Lancaster, you're live. What can I do for you, Lancaster? Appreciate you calling in.
Hey, just wanted to say it's me at the 108 there, and
108.
I'm gonna tell you, I didn't snipe you on the
Aaron
form pick.
Well, I mean, you didn't do it on purpose, but you did. If I was Ron Navy, I would be cursing you down, and I'm not mad. And not to mention, Aaron, let me tell you something, okay? So you don't ever have to apologize. You're paying hard-earned money to try and win a bunch of cash. You don't owe me an explanation for anything. You can take whoever you want when you want. What if you passing on Blake Corum cost you $20,000? $1 million? Like, you think I want to be in front of that? So don't worry about that. You don't have to explain yourself at all. Like, that's what I always laugh at Ron, is like when you do it. I was kidding when I said, who can I snipe? I'm not going to go after. I want to build the best team I can.
Well, here's what's fun, though. I quit drafting my handcuffs last year. My running back, if I have Kyron, I don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you and Sebastian think the same on this. It's case by case to me. There's no blanket way to approach this for me. There's no way I'm going to agree with you that you should avoid drafting the backup and try and grab other shots in the dark when you literally. Hold on one second. Let me just. Let's go a little Taysom Hill just to get another QB in the QB room. And he's dynamic. I also need another QB for potentially, just so I have a rotation. But I think I'm good now at cute quarterback. But anyway, you can say what you want about this topic, and it's pretty obvious, right? That like if you take more stabs at other pieces, you have more chances to pop. But then again, it comes down to when you talk about like Corum and Kyron. How do you believe in the offense to be in terms of consistency. If you believe that the Rams offense will always be producing 100 yards and a touch on the ground, then why would you not want the cuff and take a different shot in the dark at another running back that may or may not even be in a good position the time that you do need to call upon them? Like, there's a lot of moving parts there, my guy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's case by case. It's case by case. It should not be a blanket. Don't ever cuff or always cuff. It needs to be every single situation is different. That's the only thing I'd tell you, but go ahead.
Well, what I was saying is last year, my big thing that I discovered for myself was I didn't want my cuffs together, and I wanted the handcuffs for my two favorite running backs that year. I wanted Nick Chubb's handcuffs. I wanted Breece Hall's handcuffs. So on my Breece Hall and Jerome Ford teams, you know what happened? I made a lot of best ball tournament finals.
Nice
Who
job.
was Breece Hall handcuff last year?
Well, it was either Dalvin Cook or Israel Benakanda. But those teams, guess what? Those were losses. Those were losses. Because I had Nick Chubb and
I'm confused. I'm confused on what the story is. You were giving us a victory story.
I had a lot of Breece Hall and Jerome Ford teams.
Right, but
those Jerome Ford Breece Hall teams, they made the finals.
Right, but that's because Jerome Ford was great. Like, it doesn't have to do with cuffing Breece Hall. It just has to do with, like, that was a good pick. You know,
but it's it's liking the overall system.
Right, but what I'm trying to tell you is, though, it's case by case. If you start applying some blanket logic, you're going to miss out on the quorum and Kyren combination that lands you 100 yards and a touchdown every single game because you're thinking a cemented way. That's all I'm saying. Do I think that there's a lot of cases like example am I cuffing Pollard to Spears every time? No, because I don't know what that situation is even going to be, and I'm probably just going to draft Spears standalone. Am I cuffing Ramondre? Absolutely not. Instead of drafting a cuff for Ramondre, I'm taking shots on even like McMillan's wide receivers. Am I cuffing Aaron Jones to Ty Chandler? Hell no. Like, I don't care about that. Like, of course I'm not cuffing, but there are certain situations where the cuff is way more important than taking a shot in the dark. And there's no reason you can't still in your mind know who the Fords are and who the Fords are not. It's almost as if people, this is what drives me crazy about a lot of best ball content. I feel like people are they're so statistical about it. Not that there's not advantages in looking at statistically on average, which is the key important ingredient there, on average, meaning that maybe 4 people out of the 10 that made the top 10 did this, and then 2 others did this, 1 other did this, and 1 other did this. There's still people that did different things that cracked the top 10. They just weren't in as big of a percentage of that 10. It all comes down to your draft style, how good you are at finding these players, and to stop talking about stabs in the dark like Ford as something that anybody would stumble upon. If you like Ford, if you knew Ford was going to be good, then you should draft Ford no matter what. But I'm just saying this whole notion that taking stabs does something. Damn it, Ray G. Maybe we don't allow Ray G to be in the drafts anymore. He takes everybody. It doesn't matter. It's like he's just sitting there, with the fantasyfootballshow.com rankings, just sitting there plucking one at a time, no matter what. He's not even looking at the screen. He's got it all pre-ranked. Son of a bee.
Smitty, what if Kyren plays all 17 games?
Yeah, but like last year, you couldn't have predicted Chubb was going to tear his knee to shreds, So like you don't draft Chubb, but you draft his handcuff.
But just so everybody knows, Jelani Woods is so far doin there. I timed out and using my audio. He's in my queue. I didn't mean to take him. I like him a lot, but I didn't mean to take him.
Yeah.
He's about two or three rounds early.
Oh yeah.
I was pushing my luck, and I was swiping, and then I swiped on a guy, hit it, and it said timed out. Oh well.
Oh, these are 20 rounds. That's right.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. but my squad so far is Jaden Daniels, Justin Fields. Let me scroll up and go through it. It's Jaden Daniels. I'm in the 7 spot. Christian McCaffrey, Jaden Daniels, Kyron Williams, Travis Kelce, DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown, Terry McLaurin, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Christian Watson, Austin Eckler, Marshawn Lloyd, Jahan Dotson, Taysom Hill, Isaiah Likely, timed out on Jelani Woods. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. You can finish your point, Lancaster.
Oh no. My big thing is like if we're drafting so many teams, if you're somebody who's drafting a lot of teams, then hedging your bet on trying to get, like, instead of handcuffing, trying to get somebody else's handcuffs, so you have, two, wide running back, one that you drafted early, and a running back, one that you drafted later. That's where I'm going.
And again,
I'm doing that besides an insurance bet every time.
Again, it's not bad,
just
but
as much of a chance your guy gets hurt though too.
Yeah. I would urge you not to blanket like statement that. I would urge you to not just take a gamble at shots in the dark. I'm just saying like that. This is the whole statistical bringing what happened last year into the mix here. Not even accounting for who you believe to be the next breakout player. You need to just make sure you're not just avoiding cuffs in general in a blanket way. I just think that the way you're wording it, I just would be very careful. Hold on a second. I'm timing out on like every pick here.
Hey Lancaster, I just want. Oh, go ahead.
I just had to make another pick. I took Braylon Allen. I was timing out on every pick.
I just wanted to ask Lancaster because I've found a lot of people have told me this, and it's completely understandable and cool if this is like your idea of doing things or how you like to do it. The whole taking a shot in the dark, or I find a lot of people that use a strategy, they say to me, well, I assume the players I take are going to be amazing and they're going to play all year. So that's why I take shots in the dark. And to me, that's fine, but that's like only if you're going for the very top prize. Whereas you can, we all want to win the top prize, but there's hundreds of places you can place in and win good amounts of money too. So like I've had people say, "Oh, I'm just going for the top prize," which that's fine.
I don't want to take shots in the dark ever. I want to take strategic picks that I believe.
People have explained it.
Right. I'm just saying that in general, it needs to be, as I always say, case by case, and you shouldn't be taking a shot in the dark on Ford. You should be drafting Ford because you believe he has that potential. And if that potential overrides the cuff value, then you do it. If it doesn't, then you don't. It's a fork in the road. It's not a cemented in decision, one-way train to nowhere. Like you're literally, if you say I'm just going to draft everyone else's cuffs, and that's the way I'm just going to blindly do it, and you're not taking into account every single team, the way it's built, the value of Corum and Kyron together versus the value of something else. You're missing the opportunity. Hold on one second.
Well, and it's opportunity cost. I just drafted Tank Bigsby and I have ETN.
I don't do that. That's not something that I feel is a necessity. But it depends on who. It depends on who the alternative is, though.
Yeah. But it's an opportunity cost kind of thing. If it's like, it's handcuffs, running backs. When my drafting of the spot, I want to kind of diversify in most cases.
Yeah, well.
In most cases, to try and get 2 1s instead of a 1 and 2.
Well, every situation is different. That's all I'm saying. Let me go back over to. Hang tight, Lancaster. You can stay on the line. I'll come back to you, and you can give us a final thought here. I took McMillan. We're running close to the end of the draft. McMillan is a breakout candidate of mine. This is what one would call a shot in the dark. There are difference makers that you can get with the final 2, 3, 4 picks in your draft. This is one where I feel like this could be one of the sleeping giants of the entire wide receiver rookie pool. This is a guy that has tremendous upside, thought to be one of the very top wide receivers of the draft class before he ended up getting hurt and hurting and injuring his MCL. And he was Penix Jr.'s number one wide receiver walking into the season. And now he's sitting here in a position to play behind an older wide receiver, Mike Evans, who, I do believe he could have one more good year. I do like him, but there's definitely injury possibility every year that Mike Evans gets older, and he's always kind of had a little bit of an injury history. He just plays through a lot of it. And then Godwin's very injury prone. So there's a lot of opportunity for McMillan to rise up, and I just really, really like the pick. Got sniped on a couple of my picks here. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. I've got 3 tight ends, 2 of which share the Week 14 bye. I've got a handful of running backs and wide receivers that equal. I don't know. Michael Wilson. I don't even know if that was the right pick. I'm running out of time here as I'm talking. Let's see. What do I do with my last pick? I have I got 4 quarterbacks. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receivers, 3 tight ends, a partridge and a pear tree. Could probably use one more RB. Not a lot left. You get to round 20 and it's like, geez, it is slim pickings. There's no real good RBs left. Wide receivers, I see a couple that I kind of like, but I don't even know if I need another wide receiver. I almost want to take a gamble on a tight end here. What do you guys think about? I'll hesitate to say it until we swing around here. Do you guys see any value in? Let's wait till Ray G makes his select. Oh, I gotta wait for Aaron. Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, I'm taking Cade Stover.
Okay. Zach Ertz?
No.
Yeah, beginning of the year. He could do like he did last year.
Wide receiver, you drafted Kelsey in the top 4 rounds. You already have enough tight end.
I don't know. They're on the bye the same week. I don't know that I like these wide receivers.
Yeah.
Johnny Wilson.
Johnny Woods is injury prone.
I'll go
He
Hyatt.
could be good.
I'll go Hyatt.
Hyatt's interesting.
That's a good pick.
I like Hyatt. He's good.
I think they're gonna try to work him in quite a bit this year.
I was gonna go.
They want him to be there.
If I would have got Ben Sinnott, I would have probably taken Ertz. That's an example of where the cuffing makes sense to me. And again, it comes down to situation. Is that
right?
One of those tight ends will be doing well and consistently well in Washington as a safety net for JD5. So having both of them, I feel like would be a really good second tight end option because they're rotating as your second tight end, not even needing to be necessarily used, and it protects you into not even needing to go tight end shopping if you've got Kelsey already. It'll be interesting to see what they rank these teams as. I'll put my team on screen here. I'll review the teams real quickly of the people I recognize in here at least, and then we'll switch over and just have a little bit more conversation about whatever before I jump. I've been live quite a bit today, so I might not stay much longer. Usually when I say that, it's another hour and a half show, but here's my squad so far. Concluded squad: Jaden Daniels, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Taysom Hill, Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, Austin Eckler, Marshawn Lloyd, Braylon Allen. I would have got Garendo if I wasn't drafting with a bunch of snipers in here. I would have got Corum if I wasn't drafting with a bunch of snipers here. And to the point that Lancaster's been making, to the point that Sebastian's making, there is some good and bad to not having Corum and Garendo. There is some good and bad in that I could have Braylon Allen become the savior for this team, and I wouldn't have necessarily drafted him. There's your shot in the dark argument. But there's also an argument that he was the one to take the shot in the dark end and Marshawn Lloyd wasn't and get Corum. It's just a give and a take. There's no right answer until it ends up unfolding. But there's just as much as Travis said, chance that Blake Corum saves this team and wins me $20,000, $1 million, whatever tournament you're doing, than a Braylon Allen does. Like it just comes down to the build. It comes down to what you need. There's no blanket statements that make sense. You just got to take everything as it comes. DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown, Terry McLaurin, Christian Watson, Jahan Dotson, Jalen McMillan, Michael Wilson Jr. from Arizona, Jalen Hyatt, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Likely, Jelani Woods. That's a pretty strong team. I like it. I would have loved it had I gotten a lot of the cuffs. I'll say I made a mistake picking Eckler instead of Corum in this group. I would have let it probably fall that way if I wasn't drafting with you guys, but I should have probably reached a little bit because you guys are snipers. But this is a good team. I mean, Fields and Russell Wilson's a crafty QB too, I think, because like I said, if Russell Wilson's not doing well, then guess who's starting? Justin Fields. And I think he balls out. Taysom Hill's a really nice, attractive, rotational piece that could step up when needed. He could have those 2 or 3 touchdown games. You never know. I like this team a lot. I think the DK, Hollywood, McLaurin with Kelce, the McCaffrey, Kyron is pretty solid. Not my favorite team probably, but I like it. This one spot, who's in the one spot? Superfish. Josh Allen, Garrett Wilson, Saquon, Devontae Smith, Baker, Rashad White, Kittle, Najee, Jalen Warren, Lockett. It's a good team. It's a really good team. I mean, Najee, Warren with Rashad White and Barkley, it's a good running back stable. Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson, very good. Josh Allen, I love the team. It's a really, really good team. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Drake London, Nico, Mike Evans, Joe Mixon, Kyle Pitts, Drake May. This is I don't know who Curd. I don't know if this is one of our people. I'm not as big of a fan of that 4 wide receiver deployment in a 2 wide receiver mandatory league. Miles from the 3 spot, Mahomes, Gibbs, Marvin Harrison Jr., Derrick Henry, Aaron Rodgers, Keon Coleman, Kenneth Walker, Xavier Worthy, Monty Goddard. Really good team. Top 4 or 5 team from this draft. I love it, Miles. And I know you're drafting off the can everybody mute real quick? We got someone with some massive feedback, and they sound like they're chewing a Jolly Rancher at the same time. We got a little bit of feedback. I'll come to you each to close out the show if you don't mind just muting real quick. Lamar from the 4 spot, Caleb. Too early for me for Caleb, but maybe I'm wrong on Caleb, and that's okay to have that opinion if you like him. Jonathan Taylor, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, George Pickens, James Cook, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Brooks. Good team. I mean, there's some good value there. Anthony Richardson from that 5 spot, Breece Hall, Brock Purdy, Devontae Adams, Pittman Jr., T. Higgins, Geno Smith, Zamir White. I like the team. I don't think it's top 4, but you never know. C.J. Stroud, Justin Jefferson, Achane, Herbert, Diggs, Andrews, Kamara, Jordan Addison, Bo Nix. I like it. The first 3 picks are fantastic. Herbert's good value there. I'm not going to lie. I just don't. If he explodes more than I think he can, then this team could definitely be in the mix. And if Diggs also on top of that does well, that's when this team goes from like not being a top 6 team to being like a top 3 team. It really comes down to those 2 pieces, though. As I said with my team, looking at it from this perspective here, Christian McCaffrey, Jaden Daniels, Kyron Williams, Travis Kelce, DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown, Terry McLaurin, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Christian Watson. I really do like it. I think it's in the top 6, but I'm pretty honest about if I hate my team, though. I don't always love my team. There's plenty of times I hate it. If I had those cuffs, I think I would have loved it. I like it. I don't love it. I guess I like it, yeah. I don't love it. But top 6 still, I think, for now. CeeDee Lamb, Jordan Love, Tua, Jalen Waddle, Travis Etienne. Etienne's good value there, I think. Zay Flowers, Jaden Reed. I love that pick. Ramondre, Evan Ingram. I think you got a good team. It kind of lives and dies by Tua and Waddle together, but that's okay. I mean, it's a fun gamble. Jaden Reed's a good pick. Zay Flowers. You got a lot of players that if they hold their value and they improve coming into the next year, especially Jaden Reed and Zay Flowers, and Tua delivers, then yeah, I mean, that could definitely be in the mix. I think you have to have a few things happen, but they certainly could. Ray G from the 9 spot, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Debo, Kirk Cousins, Josh Jacobs, Dalton Kincaid, Bryce Young, JSN, Zach Moss, Trey Benson, A.D. Mitchell, Jerome Ford, Ben Sinnott even. He did cuff Penix Jr. Genius move. That's one of my favorite moves. It's a great team. Top 5, top 6 team, no doubt. I think I'm going to run out of top 6 teams, so if someone gets bumped, I don't know who it is. But Tyreek Hill, Bijan, Trevor Lawrence, Sam Laporta, Tank Dell, Deshaun Watson. Look, I love the team. I love what you tried to do. I think if you weren't drafting in this community, you would have got a little bit better quarterback support. But Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson, could they prove to be better than I'm expecting? And I love Trevor Lawrence. I just don't know. I don't know if he's my favorite Superflex QB1. Even though I think he's capable, I'm going to wait and see on that. So I'm going to say the QBs hold you back, but if they ball out, then you could be right in the mix. Amon-Ra Puka, Jared Goff, Stafford, Neighbors. I'm going to pass on that one, but there's some good pieces to it. But Kyler, Dak, Brandon Ayuk, Chris Olave, Trey McBride, Isaiah Pacheco, Derek Carr, McCarthy. I think when you get to the point where you're taking Dak and Kyler, and then you got to wait like all the way down and back. I think this is where I'm going to take a chance on like an A-Rod as my second quarterback instead of forcing one of those QBs, Dak or Kyler. Like I'm taking one of those other massively big players like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Breece Hall. I don't think I advise anybody from the 12 pick to go quarterback if the right quarterbacks don't fall. Because look how it feels. It doesn't feel. I don't love that team. The team's okay. I just don't love it. So that's my review of the teams. Appreciate everybody. Let me go over to who called in here just now? It was Justin. Justin, you got 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'm going to go to Lancaster, then I'm going to go to Sebastian, then I'm going to go to Rockout, then I'm going to go to Travis to close out the show. So Justin from KC.
So I had a statement and a question. I wanted to weigh in on the cuffing the running back thing. So I believe that if everybody's at good ADPs, such as like, I think Kyron and Blake Corum both exist at really great ADPs, even though they're cuffs. You know what I'm saying? But it's also an awesome cuff to have, you know? So the question I had that, like, I have a conundrum. Like, how does Lamar Jackson score as many fantasy points as he does? Because I've looked at his TDs and his stats and stuff like that. It doesn't like add up the same way like a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen or historically. But I know he's got to be good because I've been in like redraft leagues and shit like that, and he's came up like as like, okay, the number one quarterback for a stretch. So like I need to know, how is it adding up?
What do you mean? I mean, he runs the ball like he's not.
So, but when you add up his rushing yards to his passing yards, it doesn't equate to like there's been seasons.
I mean,
where,
it's simple
like,
math.
Mahomes
It's
had,
simple
like,
math, though,
1,000
bro.
yards.
It's simple math, though. What do you mean? It doesn't add up.
He hasn't eclipsed the 4,000 now on a per game base, like on like in a single game. Yeah, he'll crack over like 400 yards in a single game. But like, my question is like, how if like, okay, Josh Allen has had seasons where he's almost had like 4,500 yards, and Patrick Mahomes has had seasons where he's had over 5,000 yards. Lamar Jackson hasn't had too many seasons where he's gone like, even if you add up both the passing yards and the rushing yards, it hasn't really touched that. You see what I'm saying?
No, I mean I don't, because like it's math. I mean, like if you like look, Josh Allen scored 400. I'm just looking at this one particular league, the Marsman League. He scored 461 points in the Marsman League. I think we got 6 points per TD pass in that league. I forget. But so it's going to change a little bit on that. But Lamar scored 375. Like they're a significant, even though he's QB5, he scored a significant amount below him. Lamar Jackson throws for 24, 25, 26, 27 touchdown passes. He throws for about 3,800 yards. But he runs, bro, for way more than the average, the average quarterback. Rushing yards last year were 821 and 5 rushing touchdowns. So, I mean, I don't really know what it is you're saying other than, like, do you think that his potential can get maybe, can someone walk right over him like JD5 who can go throw for 4,500 yards? Because if anybody out there thinks JD5 can't run for the same amount of yards as Lamar, the same amount of touchdowns as Lamar, but also throw for over 4,000 yards, you don't know what you're looking at when you look at JD5. So to your point, I would say that there are several QBs. AR5 could throw for a lot more than we expect. JD5 will throw for a lot more than people expect. I think Lamar could get passed over by your logic of he doesn't throw enough, and if other quarterbacks start to run as much, he's not going to be as good. But I don't really know what else you're saying.
So for example, I got the stats right in front of me. In 2019, the math adds up in my opinion, because it's like, okay, he had 43 TDs total. That's the type of year I was looking for, like a year where he had 43 TDs, because that's like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, XYZS. Yeah, he only did that in one season.
I don't know what you were asking.
Yeah, like
go ahead, Travis.
Gus Edwards had what, like 13 or 14 rushing touchdowns. So if he gets them down to the 2-yard line and someone else punches it in, that's going to be a touchdown he doesn't have on the stat sheet, but it doesn't matter. They still
I don't know. Let's move on, because I mean you're basically just asking me how does it add up. It adds up with the math, bro. I mean, he had X number of rushing yards, X number of touchdowns, X number of passing yards. I don't really know what else to explain to you. It's almost like you're saying it doesn't add up to the sun rises in the morning. Like, bro, he scored X number of fantasy points, so he's that good at fantasy football. I don't really know what we're even discussing. Like I hear.
Are you talking fantasy or NFL? In terms of like,
I think he's a great quarterback in the NFL. But what I'm saying is, in terms of fantasy, he has only eclipsed over 40 TDs.
I don't. What are we arguing though? Like,
are rushing yards worth more? Like, and I'm asking. I'm not saying this sarcastically. Are rushing yards worth more?
It's as simple as a rushing yard. 10 rushing yards is 1 point. 0.1 per rushing yard. For a quarterback, it's 25 yards for 1 point.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was looking for. It was something I wasn't getting math-wise as to like how he's had. Because I like to crack open all the numbers.
Simple as that.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's all.
I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't knowing you weren't understanding the scoring part of it. I thought you were just like.
Yeah, like I literally didn't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So it's more of like you're more of a newbie to it, and you're okay. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah,
I'm second season, so I get a lot of stuff. I just have never understood.
Okay,
but now I get it.
So
no question.
I'm sorry. Travis has way more patience than I. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry, bro.
You're good. We love you. Smitty to the moon. We love you.
I thought you sounded like you knew more of what. I didn't think I had to go there. I thought you knew the basics of fantasy football the way you were talking. So I was like, what are we talking conspiracy theories that aren't here? Like, why is Lamar 5? Well, because he had a lot of rushing yards. He had a touchdown. But the thing that still doesn't make sense for what you're saying, I don't really want to go there anymore, but you're saying, how's a guy like, Josh Allen or Mahomes here, but then he's here. Josh Allen and Mahomes run for a lot too, though. they run for a lot and they throw a little more, and that's what it is. All right.
Josh Allen, it was obvious to me because it's like, okay, he gets like 30-plus TDs, but he also get like 15 rushing TDs. So I'm like, okay, 45 TDs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very obvious.
Okay.
I think
Lamar was just like the one guy in fantasy football I never understood the math on.
Yeah, draft the running quarterback. Running quarterbacks always look. The top quarterbacks. Josh Allen, running quarterback. Dak Prescott didn't run as much, but he threw so much. Jalen Hurts, running quarterback. How many rushing yards did Jordan Love have? Jordan Love had 4. He had 4 rushing touchdowns. And
I want to say 400 yards.
Rushing. Yeah. So he does a little bit for sure. You got Mahomes at like just an overall down year, but you're gonna have like maybe 4 of the top 7 quarterbacks are gonna be big time heavy duty rushing quarterbacks. And AR5, the reason why AR5 could be a top 5 fantasy football quarterback and not throw anywhere near the amount of yards and passing touchdowns as a lot of other quarterbacks in the top 4 is because he could run for 12, 14 touchdowns and have like 800 yards on the ground that will be considered like a running back. 800 yards of running back production. It's like 800 yards and 10 touchdowns for an RB's good. You hand that to a quarterback and then have him throw for 25, 26 touchdowns like Lamar does, and then throw for 3,800 yards. It's like, imagine this is why I say JD5 has the ability to literally be first round worthy in hindsight. Not necessarily this year, I'm not just saying that, but like in time even. If he's able to do what Lamar does and more on the ground, and I think he's as good, if not better, of a runner than Lamar Jackson. If he's able to do that and also, like in college, throw for 4,000 yards and still throw for 30-plus touchdowns, which I believe Jaden Daniels can, 10 on the ground, 30 through the air, 4,000 yards, 700 or 800 NFL rushing yards, you're talking about a player that in hindsight, after your draft's done, your league's done, your season's done, you're like, this guy was actually first round worthy. And we got him where we're getting other quarter. I'm just saying that's how much potential Jaden Daniels has. Because he brings what Lamar doesn't to the table and also brings what Lamar does to the table
I also think these guys like AR5 and Jaden Daniels, when you just watch them play, they just look incredible. Like, didn't Anthony Richardson, by a lot of metrics, basically have like the best combine a quarterback's ever had?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's like the best specimen we've ever seen at a combine. And then you mix that with the fact we have today's show. Go watch it if you missed it. He's 255 pounds and still runs a 4.43 40. So he's just unbelievable. All right, hey, I gotta go, Justin. Appreciate you, bro. Calling tomorrow. All right.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, I was hard on your take. I'm sorry. I didn't understand that he was looking for the fundamentals answer. It sounded like he was a little more advanced than that.
I figured it had to be.
I didn't want to belittle him and say, oh, let me tell you how scoring works. And he's like, bro, I know how scoring works. I'm just asking you why there's a conspiracy here going on. I didn't know. All right, I'm gonna get to these super chats in a second. Let me get everybody off the phone line. Lancaster, you got 30 seconds, and I'm gonna be very firm with this 30 seconds. Go.
All right. Well, draft some weird teams. Draft your favorite team. Draft something that you think is stupid. Have some fun. Do a lot of teams, and I hope you have fun playing the game.
Thanks, Dad.
That's it.
Thanks, Dad. All right. See you, Lancaster. Later. Hey, experience. Fail. Enjoy yourself. All right. Sebastian, final 30 seconds. Go. I'm going to be strict. I'm hanging up.
Eckler was a way better pick than Corum because you're doubling down on Jaden Daniels to finish. He was your second drafted player. You double down on it. I like that move way better than Corum.
Cool story, Sebastian.
Plays all 17 games.
Cool story. Later, bro. We'll see you tomorrow. Rock out. Final thoughts.
Yeah, can I give you my full team real quick?
We'll give you 30 seconds. Go.
Stroud, Mayfield, Minshew, Howell, running back, Barkley, Kyrie Williams, Harris, Benson, Roschon, wide receiver, J.J. Dell, McLaurin, Reed, Dotson, Corley, Wilson, McMillan, Frymu, Benson, Sennett, and Meyer.
Who are your quarterbacks?
Stroud, Mayfield, Minshew, Howell.
I missed Stroud. I thought it was Mayfield and Minshew. I was like, oh God, rock out. What'd you do? Okay, Stroud. Nice job. That's a good team then. I was thinking like you tripped and fell or something when you were drafting. No, it's a good team. That changes everything.
Zero quarterback strategy.
Mm-hmm. Mayfield and Minshew and associates. Sounds like a law firm. All right, later, rock out. Appreciate you. Call tomorrow. Travis, final thoughts.
I just had two quick questions about ADP on Underdog. Two guys that I think you said are like too high for ADP for you to take a ton of, Zay Flowers and George Pickens. Who do you prefer out of those two?
Probably Zay. I think Pickens is better, but I'm a little worried about. I don't know. I'm a little worried about Pickens he feels a little Kadarius Toney like. It's not that I don't want some shares. It's not that I don't want some shares. I definitely want some shares, but
we've been talking about Pickens in the chat a little, and how someone didn't like him, and we were just talking about how he's like a top 10 talent if things come together for him. But there is definitely that little head case to him, If things don't go the right way.
I think Zay Flowers is here to stay. I think George Pickens is either going to be an unbelievable player, or I could see him like failing. Not just being lesser than we think, but like failing. I like him. He was a moon man. We love George Pickens. Talent-wise, could be absolutely amazing. But could he be like Kadarius Toney, where it's like, holy crap, man, this guy cannot like figure out a way, So I would definitely want some shares of Pickens because of the upside, but boy, he feels a lot like that. Knight says Kadarius Toney like ? Yeah, bro, we're talking about the mental state of the man. Knights, we're not talking about does he play like Kadarius Toney, Knights? What do you think I'm talking about? What do you think I'm even comparing him to? We're talking about the fact that he feels like he's a little unstable. All right, Travis, we'll see you later. We'll see you on the Patreon. If anybody wants to go
real quick, would you take Diggs or DJ Moore? That was just the last one.
That's a tough one. Probably Diggs.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know that I love most of their. I don't love drafting them really, either of them. So that one's kind of a tough one. I don't like drafting either one of them.
Yeah. That's why I asked, just because like DJ Moore I got, and he's 28, and he was still sitting there at like 58 or 60. So I took him in one because it was so far down. But those four are guys that I don't draft a ton of. So just curious how much you thought of them.
Yeah, buddy. All right, we'll see you on the Patreon. Yeah, see you on the Patreon, guys. If you don't know, the Patreon is right here. Boom. And I'm going to pin the Patreon link in the live chat right now. And essentially, anybody that joins tonight at all, even through like the wee hours of the morning, anybody that joins my Patreon is going to get into a league. And it's going to be fantastic. I got all these super chats on screen. I'm going to answer them right now. Is Jonathan here? Coble, are you here? Justin, are you here still? Hoosiers, are you here? Isaac, are you here? I'm about to answer all these questions. I'm sorry I haven't got to them yet. Here's what the league is. So you join my Patreon. I'm going to send you an invite to the link, or invite link to the league. There's going to be, I don't know how many, I think it's going to be 11 leagues of 22 individuals in each league. Best ball on Sleeper, not on Underdog, so anybody can play. It's not going to be on Underdog. It'll be on Sleeper. It'll be free to enter. If you're a Patreon member, you're going to get a link. 22 people in each league. One copy of each player. This isn't where there's multiple copies. 22 people in each league. One quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end. 4 starting lineup spots. Best ball. So you're not setting lineups. You're not doing ad drops. You're not redrafting. It's one and done, but we follow it all year long. One quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end, 4 bench spots. You pick who you deem to be the best ball bench in this format. PPR. Week 17, best ball. Highest scoring team in 17 weeks, best ball. Who wins each of these 11 drafts, best ball, is, and they win. Their prize is they get into the 2025 The Fantasy Football official Dynasty Startup League that will draft live on the air in 2025. And the reigning champions of each individual 22-man league will get in. And it will turn into a normal 12-man league in Dynasty that isn't this format. This is a wild format to find the most creative 11 minds to get into the Dynasty League. So, and then we'll talk more about the details on that. But join the Patreon. Hit the Patreon link right now that I dropped and pinned. And for $10 a month, you're going to have access. What do you get with the Patreon? You get access to a 365 day a year. Let's see if I can pull this up. $10 gets you full access to my Patreon, which is 10 live chats, exclusive content that I put on Patreon that's locked down to Patreon members. Nobody can view any of the chats. No one can view any of the content unless you're a Patreon member. You can cancel anytime, but it's such an amazing group of people because it's not random people that are in there. It's all of us, the people you recognize, the diehards in the live chat. So if you have a trade piece of advice you need, you're going to this community, and it's where, when this show ends, it's where everybody's hanging out. Before the show begins, it's where everybody's hanging out. During any game, Thursday, Friday, Monday night game, the Sunday slate of games, we're all in there in the what we call the game day lounge chat, one of the 10 live chats, and we're just sitting in there going, oh, what do you need? Oh, I need this. Did you see Bijan score 5 touchdowns? Yes, I did. So join the Patreon, and Superfish is in there, obviously. Says the Smitty Bunch. Click the link, join up, get a spot in the league. I'll send you the link. Anybody that joins tonight, or really even probably through all day tomorrow, is going to get a spot. The Fantasy Football Show appreciates you. I'm out of here. Nobody will be in multiple leagues. No, absolutely not. I will be in each one of them, and I do not. Let me rephrase. So 22 people can be in the leagues. I'm going to be one in every single one because I want to play with each one of you, right? Now, when I win, it doesn't. I'm already in the Dynasty League, so the prize of winning and getting into that exclusive Dynasty League, 11 people will get in. Now, if I win any one of the 22 leagues, I may not win one of them. If I win any one of them, the person below me will be the winner, okay? Because I'm already in the Dynasty League. Now, you'll have to, if you don't maintain your Patreon membership throughout the entirety of the year, you're not going to get kicked out of the league or anything like that, but you won't qualify for the Dynasty League if you do end up winning. So this is all about the Patreon. It's all about supporting the Patreon, building it up, creating the best Patreon community out there. So make sure if you want to get that prize, you can still stay in the league if you were to drop out of the Patreon. Like, things happen, but if you want to be if you're in contention to win and you drop out of the Patreon, then it will go to the person below you. See you all on the Patreon. Bill the Tickler in the building. What's up, Bill? Superfish, Sick Nasty. Appreciate Sick Nasty, Blackbeard, and Travis, and Space Ricky, and I don't know who else is in here that's modding right now, but I appreciate you. Thank you, Roger. Roger, I see you. Oh, God. Oh, wait, hold on. Good Lord, what am I doing? Didn't even answer these yet. Is Coble, Isaac, Hoosiers, and Justin here? What kind of service am I providing? Coble says Kyron is landing on a lot of bus boards. Good, let him do it. I see it. I've seen it too, Coble. It's ridiculous. People seem to think McVay wants to split the running back room, but he's always loved a workhorse. Kyron is that, and not to mention you just cuff him. Like, it's so easy, and it's a guaranteed top 5 running back. Kyron's gonna lose his job. He loves Kyron. Don't force or avoid handcuffs. Adjust and adapt. That's right, Coble. You don't force it, and you don't pass it over either when it makes sense. Who else is in here? Isaac's here. Great. Thank you, Isaac. Justin, are you here? Coble's here. Coble never leaves. If I end the show, Coble will stay here for another 11, 12 minutes just to make sure I don't come back. Justin, Roman Wilson value over George Pickens value. Cost of entry, I might agree with you. Although I would not say I expect Pickens to outscore him. I'm just saying, like, cost of entry. I haven't been drafting as many Pickens shares this year because I'm worried about his value being a little bit too high. It's okay to be an a-hole, Smitty. The hours are good, and there's no heavy lifting. Thank you, Hoosiers. Hoosiers, you still here? I want to make sure you heard me read that, and I appreciate you dropping that. Isaac says Lamar didn't vulture red zone rushing TDs like Allen and Hurts, hence all of Gus was overrated last year. Remarks I keep hearing in the fantasy football community. Yeah, appreciate you, Isaac. And again, I apologize to Justin? To Justin. Justin, I won't even remember that you said that, so doesn't even. Sorry. I have a really good memory, but when you do what I do, you learn to like think of my head like in one ear. It doesn't even go out the other ear. It comes in and just floods right out, because when you do what I do, you cannot retain certain things because you have so much responsibility to retain other things. It's like you become a professional. Like kind of like when the missus is talking to me, like it'll go in and there's only so much you can hold, right? And so it's like, hey, you do this, and then I'm like, what? Were you talking? Sometimes I look over at Miss Smitty and I notice like it's like almost like one of those dreams where you get hit in the head and everything's quiet, you can barely hear anybody. It's like, and I look over and sometimes I look over at Miss Smitty and I realize she's been talking for like 3 or 4 minutes. And she's just talking, and then all of a sudden the sound kind of comes in, and all of a sudden I hear her going, and then do you think you can do that on Thursday? And I'm like, oh my God, you've been talking for like 3 or 4 minutes, haven't you? That's kind of the way my brain works, and I have so much coming at me. There's so much stuff I got to retain. I just, like somebody calls in one night and they say, hey, remember my team? No, I don't. It's not because my memory's bad. It's just there's only so much a human can take, and you know how to filter it out. How to become a Mars Moon Man. Sebastian, there are no more Moon Man or Mars Man cards. I may potentially develop a Mercury Man card, which is you could say below Moon, below Mars. I thought about creating a Saturn card, but that's above Mars and Moon, and I feel like that's disrespectful to the Moon Men and Mars Men, and I don't want to do that. And I don't know what the Mercury card would entail. So I don't know that I'll ever create another card over the Mars Man card, because I don't want to step over that process that we did. I want to keep it, intact. And I want and let me just show you my Moon Men and Mars Men, because they deserve to be talked about more. And I need to do a better job of that. These are the Moon Men and Mars Men. Jack of all trades won the Mars Man League. The Salty Chopper won the Moon Man League, and TMT lost the Mars Man League last place, and so he goes down to the Moon Man, and Salty Chopper comes and infiltrates the Mars Man, even though he's never going to be a Mars Man. He got a Moon Man card. He's in here infiltrating this situation, and so it's going to keep going like that for eternity. Now, I can say with almost 100% certainty, somebody will vanish. You might say, why would somebody leave? How could somebody leave? Bro, that's the way the world works. I don't know. I don't understand it. We have like 3 or 4 dynasty leagues we created a long time ago when I started the channel, and you think someone will want to play in that league? Not to sound arrogant. Oh, playing with Smitty. I'm not saying like I'm the best thing in the world, but like you're watching the channel, you like to be on the channel, you like to play in a league. It's very easy to replace a person when one of those people drops out. Hey, you want to be in a league with Smitty? I don't know why. I'm not saying I'm special. I don't think I am. I think I'm just an average, normal human being. But I do know that people do want to play, maybe just to beat the hell out of me and prove that I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe that's part of the battle, and that's fine. I appreciate that. But you'll be surprised at how many people just vanish, drop out of the league, tell you if they even give you a heads up. One of these people, I don't know who it will be, will have some sort of, midlife crisis, something, and just vanish. And we won't be able to get a hold of them. They won't be ready for the draft. And so there will be a time where we have to make a maneuver and move. I hope it's nobody on here, but people, people grow apart. So my answer to you is I don't have any openings. There are no openings. The Mercury card could become available. I got to figure out what the benefit would be for you to even have a Mercury card. I'll brainstorm with my mods, and if anybody has an idea. I don't want it to be better than the Mars Man or Moon Man. Maybe you get the Mars Man and Moon Man cards. They got a physical metal card. Where are those cards? Where did I put those cards? Where do I have them? I set them somewhere. They're a physical metal card that I have made. They're really cool. And they say Moon Man on it, Mars Man on it. And then you get the lifetime membership to the fantasyfootballshow.com, which is a $199 product that you never pay for content ever again. And so they get that as well. So you get that product as well. You also get access to the league that you see all these individuals are in. And this is for the life of the channel. We're going to be doing this league, this exclusive league, Mars Man and Moon Man, 2 different leagues, but it's kind of one battle in a sense. And then, so they get that, right? And then they also get phone line access to where they can call in no matter if the phone line's closed. The only time you can't breach the phone line is when there's when I'm doing the monologue at the beginning, but they've got access to that phone line. And even when the show's ending and the credits are coming up, but if I see the name before I hit end, I'll answer it. You can step in front of anybody. If there's a long line of people, like during the season is when it matters. They can request a whiteboard whenever they want during a show. They can step in front of everybody. If there's 15 people in line, they call into the phone line, they jump straight to the front. So that's the Mars Man and Moon Man card advantages. So a Mercury card, I don't know what the advantage will be. I don't want to give those same things out. So we'll have to brainstorm to see if there's any value. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. Yeah, Vampy. I hope everything good with Vampy. He's just on a break from football. I don't know. We put out the bat signal for Vampy. We can't find Vampy anywhere. Or Lego Batman, who's responsible for finding anybody. So how are we going to find Vampy if we can't find Lego Batman? We might need a new Batman. I mean, you can't just vanish when you're on the job like Lego Batman. This is unacceptable behavior from Lego. We may need a new Batman on the channel. Somebody that's capable of finding people when we need them to be found. But I don't know where Vampy is. Read my super chat, please. Oh, yeah, I haven't got to the 2 new ones that just came in. Sebastian, appreciate you with that question. And then the final super chat of the evening is from Superfish. Sorry, I was still answering that question. What about Meteor folk cards? Meteor. Yeah, Meteors. You could have a Meteor or an Asteroid card. Or maybe the Wild Wild West cards. Maybe we do something. Maybe it's not a card. Maybe it's a Wild Wild West hat. Maybe it's something along the lines. Maybe a deck of cards. We'll come up with something. Maybe the Wild Wild West is coming. And you're going to see people copy that or whatever too. But this might be, I might make this bust related. Because we have the Moon Man, the Mars Man, the Saturn Man. These are all positive things. Maybe we need the Wild Wild West to be some sort of like bust category. Like put them in the, you know, the I don't know, the OK Corral. Send them over to Doc Holiday. Thank you, Superfish, for that suggestion. I'll see you all later. Gifted memberships, did we have any tonight? I don't know if we did. I don't think we did. And then celebratory messages, we did not. We did have some super chats. We had Coble, Hoosiers, Isaac, Justin, Sebastian, and Superfish. I appreciate you guys dropping those. And Vampy, if you're out there, we need to hear from you, pal. See you all later. Yeah, planet Uranus is for bust, though, I guess. We could just keep that bust, and then maybe the Wild Wild West is something positive. We'll brainstorm. You know, Wild Wild West could be some sort of in-season thing. Yeah, that might be it. The in-season, the positive. Because we don't want to touch Moon Man, Mars Man, Saturn Man. And, like, remember I tried to do some sort of in-season rolling Mars Man, and people got so pissed off. They're like, you can't change it. I'm like, I'm not changing it. This is an evolving new list. And people didn't get it. So the in-season thing needs to be an in-season only product. This is genius. We're doing the Wild Wild West positive. Okay, we're changing directions already. This is how the show works. You guys help me group think this. The planet Uranus, you're right. That is already the negative list. We don't need a bunch of different negative lists. The planet Uranus, we'll even redo that. Right now, this is Uranus.
and off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
This is the planet Uranus list. Got a lot of Chiron comments and Achan comments on here. Bakes-a-lot's on here. More realistic in his outlook. Be more realistic in his outlook. No one recovers from an ACL and has enough time to trust their knee in less than a year. Ask Brees, Javante Barkley. Bakes-a-lot. Oh, that one's bad. He does not have a lot of draft capital, plus that was Chiron. There's so many Chiron comments. Patricia Mahomes, Raheem Morris is Garbo. We'll see how that works, bro. This is a 10-month membership by, let's see here. 10 months. Sell Kyron Williams. He is his highest value. Gibbs is a low-end one. Next. Ty Lee. I don't know what happened to Ty Lee. Maybe he did get, maybe he was running his mouth or something. We'll just take him off because I don't even know what that was there for. Honestly, Kyron is replaceable. JD5 equals RG3, says Donnie. Donnie, you're going to hate this one later. Brees is undraftable. James P, nice job. These are fun to have on here, but we could probably create a board for this. Tyler Algier is better than Bijan. Oh yeah, Ty Lee came in running his mouth one day. I don't know. I think that's what happened to him. We could turn this into another board, like the funny statement board, and then turn Planet Uranus into the official bus list, make it cleaned up, have it have player faces just like the Moon Man, Mars Man, Saturn Man. So that's what we'll do. We'll clean up the Planet Uranus and turn it into an official player board. Okay? 4, 5, 6, 7 bus predictions, and has players on it. We can keep Arthur Smith in the corner or something. And then Wild Wild West will be something, if not something better. Maybe we just do asteroid players and meteor players during the year. Maybe the Wild Wild West doesn't need to be happening. But if we do Wild Wild West, it will be in season. Or meteors or, potentially other galaxy. Maybe the asteroid belt during the in season or something like that. We'll figure it out. Appreciate you all.